Hey friends, what's up? In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I would scale my B2B SaaS using cold email, or any given B2B SaaS using cold email. My name is John. I run LeadArc together with my co-founder Leon, and we've been running cold email outbound for SaaS companies for quite a while now. We've gotten 120 plus opportunities for AirPay in the last 60 days. This is very current. It's a current case study. And we've got over 230 plus demos booked in 10 months for this logistics SaaS, which we cannot name, unfortunately. We sent over 10 million cold emails, booked over 1,000 demos in total. And right now we're teaching 80 plus members in our school community, where we literally teach them how to run cold email for SaaS, right? You can find these links in the description down below, but I wanted to show you this because I just want to make sure that you know that you're not wasting your time by watching this video, because a lot of people talk, but not a lot of people walk the walk. So why cold email? This is the agenda. Second, we're going to talk about how much volume, and then we're going to talk about what you should do next, right? So I assume very much that you have a B2B SaaS right now as we speak. And this is for software companies that either have or do not have product market fit. I'm gonna do this for both cases, the way I would do it, right? So why cold email? Cold email is pretty special in the fact that it's probably the worst environment possible for any given offer, right? And if you could get your software product and its offer to work in cold email, it'll basically work everywhere else. To the point where if you even had like content going on for your software company and you would run the same offer that you would run in email, also in the content that you're producing, you would get crazy results. Absolutely crazy. Which is why I would start off, no matter if you have product market fit or not, I would start off with cold email. This would be literally where I start, because once I make cold email work, if I already have other channels, they will work way better. And if I don't have them yet, I'll have a very easy time to build them later on. Now, why? Like, instead of just telling you that this is like the absolute truth, why is it that this specific thing is super terrible, a terrible environment, is a terrible environment for any offer? Imagine the following. Any given offer, right? If you had that offer running in content, people would actually know you, they would like you, they would trust you, and they would probably be getting some type of value from you to the point where they would feel obliged to return something in favor, right? And that might be buying your offer. You could be like, you probably had that at some point, that you helped someone so much so that at some point they felt obliged to give you something in return. That would be content, right? Content would be like an amazing place for an offer. But that would just be true. Let's say you go a step colder. Like, this is warm, right? This is literally like, this is as warm as it gets. Content is super warm. Then you have ads, which is already cold. People, if you don't have retargeting ads, etc., people don't know you, right? But with ads, the funny thing is, it's an okay-ish place for an offer, because people are opting in to seeing ads. If you do not buy YouTube Premium, you will get ads, and it's just what it is, right? And at that point, you could then also just accept, well, I'll get ads, I'll probably look at them, because I'll get ads anyway. Maybe there's something useful in there for me as well, right? If you see a Facebook ad or an Instagram ad and you're scrolling, like you're on your usual doom scrolling session and you're scrolling through Instagram, you expect ads at some point. And if you've thought about something that you wanted because everyone's listening to you, right? Or you said something in some conversation that you want to get ads for so you can get a discount, etc., you would at some point even be happy about the ads popping up. Finally, you'd be like, okay, finally you got the thing that I wanted anyway as an offer. Amazing, let me buy this. That's the situation with ads. Like the way that people interact with the ad, right? And then you have cold outbound. And outbound meaning it goes out, and you have basically like, this is cold email, cold calls, cold DMs, etc. just a cold text message one-to-one, right? The ad is still one-to-many. So no one knows about the interaction in this case, except you and the recipient, which is very important, right? On top of that, it's in their inbox, where they do not expect any ads because they didn't opt into any ad, right? They didn't even sign up for a newsletter or something. You're there completely cold. They don't know you. You don't have a profile picture. You don't have any content that they would be able to see. There's no more context than the email that you're sending. And they have no obligation towards you whatsoever because you've never done anything positive for them. There's only downside for them in getting an ad into their inbox, which is the exact reason why so many people despise cold outreach or receiving cold outreach. It's fully understandable. I fully get that. I fully get it, right? This is the reason why cold email is basically a nuclear fallout environment, and only one species survives that environment. Cockroaches. Like literally, cockroaches. Your offer should be a cockroach. Sounds weird? Yes, but it should be a cockroach. It should be able to survive this, because if it survives this, dude, ads gonna be easy. And content is gonna be super easy. It's gonna be exceptionally easy. Which is why I would start and train on cold email. Because once I get an offer that can survive this, like imagine, complete stranger, no previous goodwill, no content, no context, no opt-in, complete situation of people despising you for texting them, right? Imagine someone says, hey man, this sounds interesting. Can you send me more information? Imagine what a banger offer you have for people to say that in that specific situation. Just imagine, right? And that is the goal that I'm pursuing with this specific strategy. That's why I would use cold email. This is literally it. And now it actually, like looking at the agenda, it might make sense to go over what kind of offer I would push through the volume that we're going to talk about. So I'll probably just do that. I'll do both, right? I'll do both. So we're talking about point 2. So you're running cold email, meaning you're sending people your offer. But to send people your offer, right, you should probably define what the offer is. And now I don't have a specific example, and I think I'll also record videos going over specific examples of what I would push. So what I'll do instead is I'll just take an example from our case studies, looking at AirPay, for example. AirPay is selling a healthcare SaaS, which automatically verifies insurance coverage of the patients of those dentists, right? If you do not know what that means, it's all good. Doesn't really matter. That's fine. Because in essence, what I'm about to say is pretty much the same thing. So what offer do we run volume 2, right? It needs to be something that strangers would feel stupid saying no to. I copied this exact statement from Alex Ramosi, so shout out to him. He has an offers book, very helpful to build an offer that strangers would feel stupid saying no to. But that's essentially what the offer has to qualify for. And it is most likely, if you're running cold email, or you have ran cold email or outbound in the past and it didn't work, you most likely were missing this. Now, how does this thing work? I'll just make a very short shortcut. You go ahead and you have a specific pain point, right? Which your offer solves using a mechanism. So that's the second part, right? Which your offer solves using a mechanism with no-brainer payment terms. And no-brainer means risk-free or as de-risked as possible, and a risk reversal, right? So this is the concept of the offer that we want to run. So in AirPay's case, they basically say, we'll help your front desk save 4 hours of calling insurance carriers every day using AirPay, our software, which will fully automate the process by integrating your PMS into virtually all insurance carriers in the US. You'll pay XYZ amount per month per location, and we'll give you a free trial to test it out, risk-free. Done. This is a no-brainer offer. If your offer doesn't look anything like this, and it's super vague, right, it'll probably not work. And now, as soon as you have this no-brainer offer, you will run so much volume that you can now test different formulations of this offer. So you will use different wording, simple wording, to find out what the best kind of wording is for the offer by running cold emails and getting direct market feedback. And that direct market feedback can look like this. Just like, let me quickly find, boom. So in here, you can see we've sent 113,000 emails for AirPay. 56,000 people contacted. So each person gets like roughly 2 emails in the time span of 60 days in this case, right? Replies, in terms of that, we get a 1.13% response rate, meaning we have like roughly 650 people responding, and then 20% of those are responding positively, right? And that's just the last 60 days. With pretty moderate volume, we're sending about 4,500 emails a day at peak, and that's what we've been running. And looking at the stats, that's your market feedback. And now for AirPay specifically, every single week we're testing about like 20 to 30 different scripts. New scripts, new email scripts, right? New email scripts with new offers, new pain points that we're targeting, etc., depending on what the actual AirPay software can do. And this is super important so that we can then find that offer that could survive the nuclear fallout environment, right? Because once we've solved this, every other channel that they're running, be it ads, Meta, Google, etc., Twitter even, right? And content, newsletters, LinkedIn content, etc., is going to work so much better. So this is a very high leverage move, and it's super cheap because then, like, how much volume do we need to run? We just run as much as we need to support having statistically significant results in regards to the offers we're testing, right? So we want to have enough volume so that we can get statistically significant results to see whether an offer that actually worked well, right, in this case, actually worked well, not because of coincidence, not because we texted like 3 people and all of a sudden, out of coincidence, 1 person responded back. No, we've sent out 113,000 emails and reliably got responses, positive responses, right? Like people actually responded back saying, please share more details with the pricing. And we handled the responses, we got them on demos, right? And then we closed the deal. This is proof of concept. This is how you also can prove to any given investor or whatever, you can prove product market fit just by showing them the actual results of outbound. Because they also know if it works via cold email, dude, it'll work everywhere. Easily. Which is why outbound is so freaking valuable. So few people actually make it work. But if you make it work, super valuable. And if you don't have product market fit yet, or you don't know whether you have it, it's a perfect and cheap way to find that out, as you can see, because you can test out so many different scripts to find that out. And if you already have product market fit, coding is so cheap, you can blast volume to the exact job titles at your target accounts with that perfect offer and close deals for basically no client acquisition cost. Because it's so much cheaper than ads. It's at least 20x cheaper, right? You can get customers at a 20th of the cost, effectively, which is wild, right? Especially if the system is AI assisted. Now, if you don't know how that works, etc., we teach this in our school. So if you want to get this done for yourself, right, we can literally help you, like we will help you do it with you. We will have weekly calls where we literally go over your campaigns live with you. And we have a daily Q&A where we answer and record custom videos for your questions. And there's no AI stuff because I hate AI. But we use AI literally in our systems to get this done as cheaply as possible, because I know hiring SDRs to run this stuff is super expensive. Super expensive. That would defeat the purpose of running outbound cheaply, right? So, and by the way, if you don't want to do this yourself, just go into the first link in the description and check out this page, watch the videos, check out who this is for, check out the ROI, etc. And then book a strategy call. So we can actually go through the scripts and lists that we will prepare for the strategy call for you. And if you approve those scripts and lists, we'll get started within 24 hours for you. If you pass, you can keep the scripts and lists. No brainer. Again, do you see? Like, you've listened to me for the past, I don't know how many minutes, and you maybe know me now to some degree. You've listened to talk to me. You found me. Maybe you're a subscriber already. And this email, this offer, this would work on cold email. By the way, I'm running cold email for this offer. I know it works, right? So it works super well in content. Because now I've hopefully provided some value to you. And now you're like, damn. And the offer is a no-brainer too. Like, I feel stupid saying no to this. I should at least talk to these people. Like, at least respond back, right? So we need statistically significant results. I'll shorten the question of like how much volume. Man, we're gonna reach out to everyone, literally everyone, every 30 to 60 days. Done. You don't need to complicate this because at the end of the day, it's also a timing issue usually. So someone said that, I don't know who said that, but like only less than 3% of the market is actually in the market to buy right now out of your target audience. So if we contact them every 30 days, we'll have timing on our side without being spammy. And this is literally not spam. Like emailing a singular time in a 30-day time period and emailing them something like this. Wait, let me actually find out the winning scripts that I've presented in the case study. Like imagine emailing them. Let me remove this subtitle. Hey, first name, does insurance verification also waste your front desk whole morning? If so, we could run the next day's schedule overnight automatically for you for a couple $100. Can I send you a quick video showing how it works? Like if this is gonna be spam, then I guess it's spam. Sorry, but it works. Yes. So we'll just do this every 30 to 60 days. Done. And you've seen it. Like we reach out to a singular person at least like at max twice over a month. Or over two months in that case. So we reached out to everyone every 30 days. In that case, from Airpace case study. And see, like actually asked, how many? Everything is so over. Give me 1 second. Okay, bad. Yes. So in this case, 60 days have passed. We reached out to them twice, meaning once a month. Boom. Yes. So that's how much volume you should blast, or how much volume I would blast if I had a B2B SaaS and I had to use cold email to scale it, right? Now, what shouldn't you do next, right? There needs to be some actionable from this video. And the only actionable that I can give you is act, like do something, right? Do something, take the information, do something. I can give you two things, like I have two offers that I can give you. One is pretty cheap, $49. We will basically help you set this up. We're already helping 81 members right now. The school is pretty cool. We have courses, we have appointment setting, cloud code, like our workflows, etc., and skills for cloud code. We have email scrapers that use Google Maps, LinkedIn, and the internet, so you're not overpaying on leads. You can literally scrape them like yourself, which is the exact same tech that all the big data sources use. And you will get our internal master inbox software for free, so you can actually have speed to lead below 5 minutes whenever someone responds, because that's a huge part of running outbound, because you want to be trustworthy, and trustworthiness comes through excellence, and responding within 5 minutes is a trait of an excellent rep, right? So that's that. And then we have our done for you offer, which is this. So you'll get qualified B2B sales demos directly on your calendar, and you only pay per book demo, right? And if you book a call, you literally get started. You can get started within 24 hours after you've approved the scripts and lists we will have prepared for that strategy call. So we will literally go over the strategy that we run for you specifically. We've done this over and over again, send over 10 million plus cold emails, book thousands of demos, have two very nice case studies that we can present right here. You can see all the information. You can get training, like you can actually learn how the offer works in this 4-minute video where Leon goes over this, asking you whether you're ready for this absolute blast of a cold traffic adjusted offer, which is what we just talked about in this video. And all of a sudden, again, the offer is the main part of this entire thing. And if it survives cold email, it'll survive everything else, meaning your B2B SaaS thereby will scale. Thank you very much. Love you.